Hi guys, this is Mattias, and in today's Battlefield 5 Firestorm video we'll be taking a closer look at the SMGs. We have 4 different ones to choose from, and we'll start here with the Thompson, or the M1928A1. Now personally I'm not very fond of the standard version nor the rare version. However, once you get the epic version, the one that is marked with purple, then you get the drum magazine upgrade, which allows you to have 50 bullets in one magazine, and that is a very important and deciding upgrade for this particular SMG. What's also important to bring up, and I've said it many times, is that it's not the most important thing that you have your favorite weapon, at least not in my opinion. The most important thing is that you have your favorite weapon combination, or one of them, so that you don't have 2 weapons that basically does the same thing, or that are basically good in the same situations. You want 2 weapons that are good in different situations, the kind of situations that you are most likely to encounter in the very stage of the game at that time. Notice how I replaced the sniper with the STG-44, and that's because I believe I will have less use of a sniper at this point in the game. However, this time it really didn't matter at all. But would this have been a more drawn-out fight? I believe that based on my playstyle and my experience, I would have had more use of the STG-44 than I would with any sniper rifle. So now the one strength that I value the most when it comes to SMGs is its hipfire. And the reason is that when you hipfire, you're allowed to strafe faster, making you a harder target for your opponent. So now the weapon that I was hipfiring with there was the MP40. Here I'm using the Sten. And these 2 weapons are actually a bit deceivingly similar. At least the rare version, which you see me using here. The most immediate noticeable difference is the reflex sight. You get that with both the rare versions of these 2 SMGs. However, the rare version of the Sten focuses on hipfire, while the MP40 has its improvements in its aim down sight. And once you get the epic version, the Sten gets improved aim down sight, which was missing in the rare version, and the MP40 gets improved hipfire, which the rare version doesn't have. Now, with the other SMGs, the Suomi and the Thompson, I actually change up my playstyle and, well, how I handle the weapon based on whatever SMG I'm using. With the Sten and the EP40, I play with those 2 SMGs basically the same. This actually regardless of the differences in upgrades on this rare version. Maybe I'll start changing that up in the future, who knows. Now, the one weapon that I've been the most uncertain of when it comes to Battle Royale is definitely the Suomi. And the reason for that is that this weapon is a beast really close up and personal because it's fast fire rate. But the moment you have to start shooting past 20 meters or some such, you need to start controlling the weapon a little bit differently depending on what range and what situation. And since you in Battle Royale do not fire as much with whatever weapon you're using, like for example in Operations or in Conquest, where you can go on like 60 or 70 kills in one round or even more. Now, in a game like this where you just simply don't shoot as much, the intensity of each moment can easily throw you off a bit. And with a small magazine of only 20 bullets, you don't really have that much time to adjust. However, if you really want to have an edge with this weapon, you need to get close up and personal. Just remember, your opponent might be prepared for that. So, I get this question a lot. What is my favorite weapon in Firestorm? And no, I'm sorry, I can't answer that. But since we're talking about SMGs here, at this time when I have 30 solo wins and about 1,100 kills, based on that experience and based on the fact that it's almost impossible to foresee what kind of engagements you're going to have, the versatility that you get from the Thompson with its 50 bullets drum magazine probably is what gives it the edge. And if I change my mind about this for whatever reason, I'll let you know. What? So now my general advice to you guys is that if you don't really know what SMG to choose, you feel like you maybe don't have that much experience with either Battlefield 5 or Firestorm in particular, and you just want to have an SMG that does the job at relatively close range and that isn't too hard to handle, then I would definitely say go with the MP40. It's very easy to handle, it is all round, and it's good both for hipfire and for aim down sight. Now, to start relying on weapons such as the M1928 or even the Suomi, you need a lot more experience. Now, don't get me wrong, in the right situation, any inexperienced player can do really well with both of these weapons. SMGs are in general designed for close quarter combat situations. However, if you're successful enough when you stay alive long enough that you can start choosing between whatever favorite weapons you want, that's when you either need to know what you're doing or maybe you'd prefer to play it safe. And if you want to play it safe, again, I'd say the MP40 is your first choice, maybe the Sten is your second choice, and then it becomes way too personal for me to give you a general advice. You just have to learn the weapon and see how it handles. The MP40 basically handles like a laser. There we go! Did I switch weapon there by accident? Oh, I could see him. I could see his leg. And his loot is gone.